Welcome to hand building a porcelain mug with Richard Pomeroy. This video will show you the entire process from building the mug to glazing and firing. Richard is now prepping the clay and will begin to make the slab. This particular clay is Audrey Blackman clay from Valentine's Clays. Richard is using a surgical scalpel to cut out the slab, and he makes the rim thinner than the base. It's now time to start prepping the base. Richard's actually using an old floor tile from the local reclamation. The mug will sit on that and go into the kiln. Now time to cut out the base, again using the scalpel. Richard is making sure that there are no air pockets and the base is firmly placed on the slab. Now he's making a groove on the base as he's going to be attaching the slab using slip as glue, which is made from clay, water and a small amount of sodium silicate. It's now time to be cutting the seam, and a sharp scalpel is essential at this point and not too much slip. Really treat the slab with care as it's very easy to stretch it out of shape. You can use a very simple spatula to smooth the inside of the seam. And here's the finished beaker. Nearly everything he makes starts from a simple beaker, whether it's a mug, a vase, or a jug. Okay, so more clay and more rolling out. It's time to make the handle. And again, his process is to make it thinner at the rim and thicker at the base. He's now scoring the clay with a stick and will apply slip to secure the handle. Secure and ready to be shaped, and time for the famous studio mark to be added at the bottom of the handle. Now the cleanup begins. He's using a damp sponge on a stick. It works really well to get into all of the grooves. It's now time for the mug to be left to dry for at least 10 to 20 hours, depending on the conditions. So the mug is now dried. It's harder, and it's time to sand, making the rim even and smoothing it all down with a sponge. Richard's now compressing the base seam to make sure it's fully sealed. Now it's time to begin to carve out the foot ring. lots of smoothing, sanding and sponging. Richard's making some final finishing touches to the mug, and then it will be left for about 10 days before going into the kiln to be beast fired at 1000 degrees centigrade. The mug has come out of the kiln, and now he's going to add some wax, adding the wax to the areas that he doesn't want the glaze to go, and that's the base and the stamp. It's now time to glaze the interior, so he will mix the tin oxide glaze. Tin oxide glaze is food safe and bright white. And he's going to pour it into the mug and then leave the mug to dry upside down to prevent the glaze pooling at the bottom. Here's the lilac glaze, which the mug will be dipped into. All glazes are from Bath Potters Supplies. Richard's now going to clean off any residue glaze that's on the waxed area using a damp cloth. It's really important as a drop of glaze can cause the mug to stick to the kiln shelf. It's finally ready for glaze firing. This is an electric top loading kiln and will fire up to 1220 centigrade with a 5-minute soak. That's the minimum temperature for porcelain and the glazes he uses. Firing will take 14 hours to heat up and about 14 hours to cool. Finished mug. It shrunk by about 20% during the whole process, and now it's ready and safe to use in the dishwasher and microwave. Enjoy.